EJ, what's going on, man?
Not much, man.
So today you get to try out something very unique.
Hmm.
It's actually a new product from Creating the Difference. It's called the Sauce, powered by Nutrifitt. It's a performance enhancing supplement. So maybe tell me a little bit about what you thought since you got to use it here at the PBA LBC bowling tournament.
Yeah, so we had talked about it a little bit a few weeks ago, and thought this would be a good place to kind of give it a try. I honestly didn't sleep very good last night, so and I didn't tell you that until after I used it. So I was a lot of times when I don't sleep very well, my brain likes to wander everywhere, and I definitely didn't feel that today. I definitely felt like when I was on the approach, I was focused on what was in front of me. You know, when I came back, we were able to chat and, kind of do some stuff. But, when I was up there, everything else was just, it was focused on the bowling, and my mind never wandered. I have this thing, especially if I'm tired or, early mornings, and this was an earlier morning for me too, which I kind of struggle with over the course of my career. But I get, my eyes get really twitchy. In the middle of my approach, my eyes just do this thing. And it normally happens quite often, and it only happened one time today. So didn't completely stop it, but I definitely felt a difference that, my brain wasn't going everywhere, and my eyes weren't going everywhere. So it's a lot of positive things that helps your score at the end of the day for sure.
So, like, somebody who's taking this, and let me kind of explain a little bit about what it is, right? So, it's not like an energy drink, right?
No, no, and I've had energy drinks before, we all have, and, you get jittery. And I didn't feel that at all. I actually felt quite the opposite. Didn't feel like lethargic or tired, just even keel and mellow. So I didn't feel, down or up. It's just like I'm here and just bowling.
That's awesome you said that. So, like, what we're dealing with is a class of products that's called nootropics, and essentially they're like brain boosters in some way. Is the best way to describe it. And one of the nootropics that we're using is meant to be a mood stabilizer, right? So it's meant you not to get so high and not to get so low. So, like, it's interesting that you said that. One of the other ones too is put in there to help with focus. So this product is very, very unique in the bowling space for two reasons. One, because it's meant to improve focus, it's meant to improve clarity, and it's really meant to give you that more mood stabilizing impact, as opposed to like the high of a caffeine or like a pre-workout type thing. It's a very, very unique product in that sense. And it's cool. I noticed out there when you were bowling today, it seemed like you were lined up there, and when you were doing it, you were just doing what EJ does, just striking like a madman.
Yeah, and I told you, I bowled okay today. Nothing great, but and here at the LBC, they're not overly challenging pattern. It is fairly easy, and the scores have shown that. But I felt like today on the pairs that I did bowl well on, like it was never easier to throw a 9-bagger. Like I did it and didn't even think about it. And that was kind of interesting to me too, like how I was reacting to throwing that many strikes in a row. Because a lot of times you start thinking about it. The one game I had the front 9 and I threw a bad shot in the 10th. But that was just based on previous shots that were going on in the lane, and I just physically threw a bad shot. So I don't think that was a lack of focus, just bad physical stuff. But being able to throw, I think I threw 3 9-baggers out of the 6 games I bowled today. So there's something to it.
Man, I'm glad to hear that. So, like, talk a little bit about how long you think it lasted, or how long you think it would last.
Yeah, so current, it's 3 hours to bowl 6 games. I started drinking it about a half hour before we started bowling, and I kind of sipped on it. I didn't really chug it, but I felt like I sustained it, the whole time. So being able to sip on it throughout the games today, I think helped maintain that level. Maybe I might get even more of it if you do drink it faster, but obviously it's going to taper off quicker too. So I was kind of going for let me drink it, and I think I finished it after the third game.
Third game, yep.
So I definitely felt it the entire time that we bowled today, where I just felt even keel, because there's a lot of times, the one game I stone 9'd a couple of times on the same lane back to back, and it was just like, all right. You know, it's like, you know, and this is a kind of a different environment. You know, it's gonna, you know, for me, further testing is going to be great to get into, you know, a higher pressure situation on tour and a major championship or something to see, you know, how much is it going to help in those situations. So I'm very intrigued by what I saw today.
That's awesome.
And I'm very much looking forward to continuing to use it and in those situations. And hopefully I get put in a situation where, you know, I can really tell you that, yeah, it made a really big difference or it didn't. And from what I saw today, I think it will actually help.
Awesome, awesome. You know, from taking that, do you think that there's any opportunity maybe to even use it in other scenarios, other situations?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I drive a lot.
Okay.
So maybe cut down on some road rage a little bit with all the idiots that we see on the road all the time. But, you know, what I took today, you know, had no caffeine in it.
Correct.
So you're actually going to have one with some caffeine in it.
Correct.
So, you know, when you're driving, especially as long as I drive, you know, having a little bit of caffeine, I think will help. I chose not to take it today because, like we talked about with the energy drink, sometimes you get a little jittery. So I wanted to, you know, keep that completely out of the test today, and then be able to do some testing with the caffeine and see, okay, can I take it before a bowl or not? You know, that's just going to be a trial and error, and everybody's going to react differently to it.
Correct.
So, but I definitely think it'd be good for, you know, if you're out at your house, you're trying to get some stuff done, like you need a little bit of energy, or in the morning before you go to work, get a little bit of energy and some focus. You know, you can get both of them at the same time. So I would probably use that, like I said, with driving or doing stuff at home. You know, you got a long day ahead. You know, it's enough caffeine to get you going, but I don't think it's too much to make you crash too hard or at all.
Correct. Awesome, man. Any other final thoughts, CJ?
I'm just looking forward to some new flavors. Just trying some new flavors. I had lemonade today.
Yep.
And it was very, very good. It was. We talked about it. You know, a lot of times, sometimes with you know, powdered stuff with lemonade, it can be a little bit tart and a little bit sour. And this definitely was not that. I was actually very surprised at, you know, how smooth the taste was, and it kind of tasted like country time.
Awesome.
You know, that's kind of the smell and the taste that I got from it, but it just didn't have that tartness to it. It tasted, you know, a little bit watered down, but in the best way possible. So it didn't get that tartness, but it still had great flavor to it. So I'm looking forward to some new flavors and trying some different ones, and hopefully they end up kind of in that same realm where you get good flavor out of it, but it doesn't bite you when you drink it. So.
Well, maybe we'll be able to make an EJ Tackett flavor, man. I mean, we can do any flavors you want, so maybe we'll be able to make one specifically for EJ Tackett.
Hey, I'd be all right with that.
Cool. It's really easy to use, right? It's just 1 scoop in a container. We got a special kind of bottle that we've got there that holds put 10 ounces of water in there. Mix it up, shake it, and just drink it as you're bowling. That's all we did.
Yeah, it was, you know, super easy, and we got a nice bottle here, so you can store it in there with you. There's a little divider in here that you can kind of put 3 little different ones in there, or whatever you need to do, and make it happen.
Yep. All right. On behalf of Creating the Difference and EJ Tackett, I am CEO Ronald Hicklin. Talk to you soon.